Okay, we have record rainfall.
In 1 hour?
In 1 hour. This is weaponizing weather. I told you they will weaponize weather in the days ahead. This is not normal. A city in southern China got over 160 mm of rain in 1 hour yesterday, shattering local April records. Cars, submerged, and rescue boats are navigating through the streets. Look at all that rain in 1 hour. Look at that rain. So they're weaponizing the weather. In 1 hour, look at that. They're just stranded. They're just there they're just there. You got to get a lifeboat. That's not normal. I said they're going to use weather as a weapon with some kind of harp. We've talked about this over and over and over again. And there will be great droughts in some places, and it will be so dry that it will crack the riverbeds, and it will crack the lakes, and there will be nothing left. And then there'll be so much weather in some places. Some people, I don't believe that. This is what I heard, and this is what I saw. So, and we're seeing it on the news.
That's
our old buddy again, Brandon Biggs, at it with his false tongues, and on top of it with a false teaching that he brings forth every single week. False teachings, telling you that they are manipulating the weather. So I want you to put in the comments, who do you think he's talking about? They. Like we have some type of power where we could control the winds, the waves, and all of that. As we talked about, the weather warrior, Kat Kerr.
Who wants to be a weather warrior? We have 40,000 now that follow, that actually do take authority over the weather. And the storms have had a very hard time doing anything, even the ones generated by man. Okay.
And all of these people that think that they have the power within their words to speak and control the weather. Even Satan had to get permission from the Lord to attack Job in the way he did. And he did use weather at that point, but that was only with God's permission. But what I want to talk about on this particular message is how the followers, especially we're going to keep on Brandon, I want you to see, and I'm going to put it across the screen of the hateful comments that comes from the followers of these types of people. If you notice, many of you probably experienced it. You comment on something on one of these channels to showcase that they're lying, that they're making up stuff, that they're teaching false doctrine, that they're a heretic or whatever, and they attack you. The subscribers attack you, or even the actual person that's running the channel will attack you and call you all kind of names, and they supposed to be believers. And these people are Brandon Biggs. They come on every night because he's on TV. He's on the YouTube every night now for 2 hours. Every day, 2 hours, come pray with me. And we supposed to be gathering a harvest so that we can get ready for an end time revival. That's another false teaching. Bible doesn't say anything about an end time revival. So if you hear these types of things from people, you need to get in the scriptures, man. Please do that. Get in the scriptures. Be like the Bereans, study the scriptures inside and out, because there is no end time revival. There's no wealth transfer. That's another thing that they teach. But as we get back to these types of people, they're hateful. They are some hateful beings, very hateful. So look at this. If I'm going to let you see these comments, shut up. You're a reptile. You're the devil. Who are you? How dare you speak out against a man of God? Oh, he's one of the great. Somebody even said he's one of the greatest prophets of all our modern time. Oh, Brandon Biggs doesn't even sin, is what somebody says. I mean, how ridiculous. I mean, this is stuff. This shows you, folks, how wide this deception truly is out here. How wide it is. I mean, look at these comments. This is just recently, in a sense. I mean, they constantly come. Some stuff is so bad that I have to remove it. And these supposed to be followers that are gathering with Brandon Biggs for the great harvest. You see, they're hateful. These types of people, all they do is they're showing their heart. I wasn't raised, even before I was saved. I was never my aunt taught me respect. Respect my elders. Let's respect people in general. And I don't recall just telling people to shut up. Even if I didn't even agree with them or didn't like them, I didn't talk like that. And for somebody to to go along and claim that they're a believer in the Lord and tell people to shut up, shut your mouth, and be quiet, just in such a disrespectful way. I mean, that says a whole lot about them. It shows you, and I just laugh because all it does is it exposes people for who they really are, and it exposes the follower, because Brandon Biggs is hateful as well. He has made several hateful comments to people. Boy, when you say something to him, he has lashed out and said some hateful things towards people. I was thinking of, as I was making this video, back when I was in 10th grade. So I would have been about 16, 15, 16, around that time. And it was this guy, he's trying to show off in front of this girl. We was in class. Everyone wanted to show off they liked her, nice looking girl named Stacy. And I remember I was saying something, and he was a bully. And of course, we all had to deal with bullies growing up, a lot of us, and I was one of them. And he tells me to shut up, boy. And then when he said it, he said, shut up, boy. And I said, who you talking to? And he said, shut up. And he put his hands on my face like that. Instantly, I had been working out a little bit. So I was a little stronger from what I was in 9th grade. And I had been working out on weights. And, I played basketball. I was a track star. And I was in shape. And I felt like, okay, this is my time. When he did that, instant reaction. I put him in a headlock and tried to break his neck. And I almost choked him out. And I got suspended, but before the 3-day suspension. And back then in the 80s, they had paddling. So I got 2 paddles from the vice principal. I mean, she tore me up too. That was one of the worst ones. I mean, that was a good one. But I went home, my auntie that raised me, explained to her what happened, and I didn't get in trouble because I was raised. One thing that my cousins and my family, everyone taught me, you stand up for yourself. Don't you let these bullies, you stand up for yourself. And if you get in trouble, end up having to get suspended or whatever, that's fine. But I'm going to be more upset if I find out that you set up and just let somebody just take advantage of you like that. So I didn't get in trouble. And seeing that's how it is. That's how we are. Those of us that are standing on the truth. We ain't going to be bullied by these people that are masquerading as messengers of the Lord. We're going to stand up and we're going to call them out for who they truly are, because there's plenty of people that are running around and they're seeking truth. They don't know. They're babes in Christ, as we talked about. They're seeking the Lord, and they come across a guy such as a Brandon Biggs or others that are using Bible scriptures, telling you that you got all of this exclusive power, more power than God, basically. They're twisting the scriptures, or they're giving you doomsday messages and having you live in all types of fear. They doing all of these various things. And you come across and you think that you stumbled across a great man or woman of God. But in actuality, you've fallen for a snare, a trap set by the devil himself. And yes, can the Lord use somebody to maybe steer you in the right direction? Yes, the Lord can use anybody. I told the story. I had to tell somebody in the comment. Back prior to me being saved, prior to me being saved, I used to watch the 700 Club, Pat Robertson. I would listen to him a lot. Those of you that are unaware, I did not know that Pat Robertson, he's a charlatan. And I didn't know that he was, we won't get into all of him and his ministry and things, but I didn't know. But the Lord did use him to put some fear of the Lord within me when I would come home and listen to some of these testimonies of people and some of the things that he would say. But, and I even was, even after I gave my life to the Lord, I donated to the ministry for a period of time. But once my eyes was enlightened, as I tell people, once you know better, you do better. And once I realized, Pat Robertson, this is not, this man's not right. And I stopped my donations, and I repented from following that type of ministry. And that's how it goes. So if you come across people, this channel, various people keep telling you, you need to flee from these types of folks that are teaching these types of messages, that this prosperity gospel junk, all of this weather warrior type talk, all of these other things, and you're being told, and they're promoting. Just like Brandon, people don't understand. Brandon Biggs, they get caught up in his psychic style prediction stuff, but they totally overlook the false teachings that he brings forth every single night, telling people that we had the ability to control the weather. And he promotes the Kenneth Hagin.
Once again.
He's the one that really began to popularize some of the foundational teachings, because all they're giving you is a ticket on the bullet train to hell.
It's the cult tactics of mind control.
How did one man ignite a movement so dangerous that it deceived millions and threatens their eternity?
Positive confession.
I knew on the inside, I knew in my heart, it's mine. I declared it's mine.
Our second son, Luke, he was born, and 8 hours later, he died.
Guaranteed healing.
And so we thank God the Father for our perfect healing.
In early January 2020, my dad went into the hospital for this third and final time.
I was personally born with 3 holes in my heart.
It was intimated to us that the reason why our son had died was because something was wrong in our faith.
And it's a form of theological and doctrinal victim blame.
I held him as he took his last breath.
Condemning words that I heard for years, that I had no faith or I did something wrong.
We've seen it before. Jim Jones.
I represent divine principle.
And the Oral Roberts and the Benny Hinn's and Kenneth Copeland's well-known documented false teachers. This guy is being used by Satan in such a way to where I say he's the most dangerous messenger, whatever he calls himself, because his people will say, well, he's not a prophet. He's a watchman, or what? I don't care. Whatever, he's a mouthpiece. He's claiming to be speaking for the Lord. He needs to be exposed for who he truly is. Flee from these types of people. We'll continue to call it out, and we'll continue to stand up to these bullies and tackle them, as we say, as Satan and his tactics, and punch them right in between the chops. Evangelism for God is the channel. My name is Maurice Braxton. Until the next video, my friends, take care. God bless.